Got to talk about another injury for Abdul Carter. One
Ooh.
of the top prospects in this draft, guys, and he's at the combine, and it's discovered that the Penn State edge rusher has a stress reaction in his left foot. Now, keep in mind, I said stress reaction. That was not a verbal typo. That's an actual medical term, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we go to WebMD to figure out what's going on? Is he going to die? Is it cancer?
Apparently, according to that, that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, so what it is they say it's a microscopic injury to the bone caused by repetitive stress and overuse. That's, guys, he's already sitting for the combine, and not because he just doesn't want to do the combine. This is not a Shedeur Sanders situation, but because he wants to go ahead and rest up his shoulder that he's still healing from the injury during the Fiesta Bowl. So now he's got 2 injuries. And one of them is a stress reaction at 21 years old. Let me just be the one to assure you, as somebody who is literally twice this kid's age, which makes me feel old as hell. If you think you hurt now, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
There's plenty more time to be hurt.
Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor. I've never sat here and tried to say, "Oh, I know all about this injury." Like half the time, like you said, Rob, we're WebMDing this stuff. But if you're telling me at 21 years old, you hurt your shoulder, now you have a stress reaction in your foot, which, let's be very clear, is a very important part of the body, your foot, especially playing football.
Yep. It's like you're on it all the time.
It would give me some pause. Is that going to give you some pause, Rob, as far as like thinking he's like a top talent now? Like, are you worried what's going to happen to this kid at 25, 26? He's already getting stress reaction in his foot at 21. While dealing with a shoulder injury.
I'm not the biggest concerned about the stress reaction because you can't give it the term stress fracture. So
yeah,
it almost sounds like it's a shin split on your foot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens when you run a lot. Like, is it from constant stopping on being, as big as he is on the, I would have to do more diving, but the shoulder thing is something that sometimes just doesn't heal right overall. And it's something that could be recurring through his time in his career.
I am looking up more on this as we're talking here, because again, I don't pretend to be a doctor, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information here. So it says it's a mild injury to a bone in the foot, usually caused by repetitive stress from activities like running or jumping, where the bone is experiencing micro damage without a full fracture, often presenting as pain, tenderness, and swelling in the affected area, especially when weight is applied on the foot during activity. This is considered an early stage of potential stress fracture if not properly managed with rest and activity. So that's interesting, because you got literally a situation where a guy is working probably his what off right now, his gluteus maximus, his tragus, his backside, his buttocks, because he wants to look as good as he can when he has his pro day, because that's probably what he's going to do with his stuff. And that's when he had it. It does make you wonder, is it just a case that he's just working too hard to impress them because he wants to be the number 1 overall pick? And that's where you really need to talk to medical people.
Yeah. And that's kind of like when you said like reaction like that, it sounded to me like, shin split. And that's what this really sounds like now. It's just like an overall like overuse of the, of the bone, constant pounding, constant being on it. Like, that's something that you hit it on the head. Like, it's been a talk since the Super Bowl. Like, this guy should be number 1. Like, everyone for what a good defensive line looks like. What it's like to have a good defense. You stop the quarterback. Like, you know, it's like people forgot that saying, defense wins rings. And now people are like, not a strong quarterback class. Maybe we do a duel first. Like, and he's like, all right, I want to make that money. And then we put the work in, which, if anything, like, that doesn't bother me. Like,
no, him putting the work in doesn't bother me either. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, listen, we get it. Your talent. We saw your talent. You just got to make sure you're in shape. You can play the game. It's like, we don't need to overwork. And with proper training, maybe he's doing more than what his trainers. I don't know the full details. So like,
Yeah, but I
he
feel
probably
like
has his own. He probably has his athletic coaches. He probably has his own personal
yeah,
trainer, and he
that's
might
not
be
good
the
enough.
person that puts the extra work in and on his own goes and runs another 3 to 5 miles after and hits the weight room. He already did it all day long.
Yeah. And that's my concern is without knowing a lot of the details, it's hard to have too much of an opinion. So I don't want to say we're giving up on him as a top talent, but it definitely gives you reason for pause. Now,
Yeah,
when it really broke is broken by Adam Schefter, who just, breaks everything along with Ian Rappaport.
just like this
He,
guy's foot.
yeah, wow. It's not a break, it's a reaction.
It's a micro.
He said there are mixed
Teeny
opinions
weeny,
on whether he
teeny weeny,
needs
short fracture.
this was again Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, talking to Adam Shetner. He says there are mixed opinions on whether he needs surgery, and we will figure that out in the near future. Either way, worst case scenario, we don't expect this to impact where he's drafted. After visiting with teams this week, I believe he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Now, you take that with a grain of salt, but it's Drew Rosenhaus. That man would lie and cheat, steal to the Pope at that point if it got him $1. I'm sorry. He's that guy. Like when you
Yeah.
think of like, and I actually say this with respect is this crazy part because that's his job is to get his people as much money as possible. He does his job probably better than every other agent out there, but his job is to basically be a sleazebag and get him as much money as possible. He's like the
Yeah.
used car salesman, basically, of agents. He is. I mean, let's be honest. He is. I mean, like, how much hype and press did he cause when Tyreek Hill had the issue with the cops, for example, this season? Did you hear anything afterwards? No.
Yeah.
Because he got involved and he changed the narrative to help his client. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know all the details, and the cops did not look like they were doing right in that scenario. But Drew
Definitely did not.
Rosenhaus made sure that they controlled that narrative. They were doing press conferences, everything, all kinds of stuff, video releases before anything even had a chance to come out from the police department. And that's how you handle that situation. Drew Rosenhaus did good by his client, regardless of the scenario, regardless of the outcome. Because, like I said, that kind of situation just disappeared for some reason. Makes you wonder if some money in a NDA crossed hands, but but that's what happens. He does things for his clients. Remember, he was T.O.'s agent. Was there like videotape him doing push-ups in his driveway and all, like back in the day? Like,
Yeah.
that's just the kind of guy he is. So, listen, he's doing right. He's just sitting there saying it's fine, everything will be fine. That's what he's supposed to say. Now, the good news is it has since been, figured out that he does not need surgery. But I still question if it's going to hurt his draft stock. I still wonder if it can affect his rookie season even. Foot injuries are nothing to mess with, guys. Listen, Giants fans, we're going to find out that with the certain Liz Frank injury to Andrew Thomas here. Like, we're going to see that. Foot injuries are nothing to mess with. You're on your foot every single time you're on that football field. You're putting pressure on that foot every single time you're on the football field. Every step. Every step you take, every move you make.
They'll be watching you.
Exactly. Now, Titans GM Mike Borgonzi did talk about him on Tuesday at the combine. He said Abdul's a very good player. I don't want to go into many evaluations of the players, but like I said, there's certainly some players at the top there that fit that description of generational talent. So that's basically his nice way of saying he's a generational talent in my eyes. There's other people as well, but he is a generational talent. So, yeah, like I said, he very well could go number 1, but that would worry me. That would make me a little afraid to go ahead and get a guy with 2 injuries right now. But you just never know. You never do know. All right.
Could be nothing, but that is something to be worried about.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.